At least 2 Palestinians are dead and multiple injured after hundreds stormed an UNRWA aid warehouse in Gaza amid a worsening man-made famine. Eyewitness videos show crowds of Palestinians breaking into a UN warehouse in central Gaza on Wednesday, searching for food supplies. The UNRWA Public Information Office in Gaza blamed the incident on the ongoing Israeli blockade on the entry of food and supplies into the Strip. It comes just a day after a stampede in Rafah, where Israeli soldiers fired at Palestinians who were made to line up between metal frames as they waited for food during a distribution by the controversial company Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. The private organization backed by the US and Israel was set up after Israel banned UNRWA and other humanitarian groups from distributing aid. Philippe Lazzarini, the head of UNRWA, described the distribution as, quote, chaotic, undignified, and unsafe, and said the GHF's model does not align with core humanitarian principles. Under mounting international pressure, Israel has begun to partially lift a blockade on food, clean water, and medicine, which has been in place for 11 weeks. On Wednesday, the Palestinian ambassador to the UN, Riyad Mansour, delivered an emotional address to the Security Council, urging the international community to take immediate action.
Bracing their motionless bodies,
the earpieces are on.
caressing their hair, talking to them, apologizing to them.
Wow.
This is unbearable. How could anyone tolerate this sorrow? Excuse me, Mr. President. I have grandchildren.
The detention of British-Egyptian activist Alaa Abd al-Fattah has been declared illegal under international law by a UN panel of human rights experts who have called for his immediate release. Abd al-Fattah, who played a key role in the 2011 Egyptian revolution, has since spent the best part of a decade behind bars under Egypt's military government. In September, he completed a 5-year sentence for, quote, spreading false news. But authorities refused to release him, saying the 2 years he spent in pre-trial detention didn't count. The UN group has given Egypt's government 6 months to release Abd al-Fattah, compensate him for his unlawful detention, and amend laws around pre-trial detention. Yesterday, Middle East Eye spoke to Alaa's mother, Layla Swift, in London. She has been on hunger strike for over 240 days to protest for her son's release. She says the UN decision undermines the government's case for keeping her son detained.
It was certainly put pressure on the government whether it will actually result in his release is another question. It certainly put pressure on them, and because one of their arguments is always no, he hasn't finished his sentence, and he you know, did a criminal offense, and you can't release him just because he's binational or because his mother is making a fuss. So this will at least make this argument completely invalid.
Human rights groups estimate more than 65,000 political prisoners are held in Egypt by Egypt's government, close to half of whom are in pre-trial detention.
The Trump administration says it will aggressively revoke the visas of Chinese students studying in the United States. In a statement on Wednesday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the ban would apply to those, quote, with connections to the Chinese Communist Party or studying in sensitive fields. However, it remains unclear how many of the 280,000 Chinese students currently in the United States will be affected. The announcement comes amid escalating tensions between Beijing and Washington, fueled by an ongoing tariff war. China's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning condemned the move.
美方以意识形态和国家安全为借口，无理取消中国留学生签证，严重损害中国留学生的合法权益，干扰两国正常人文交流。中方对此坚决反对，已向美方提出交涉。
Meanwhile, the US has also ordered a pause on processing new student visas as the White House expands its social media vetting of all visa applications. The government has attempted to stop Harvard University from enrolling international students, leaving many concerned about their safety and their scholarships.
Every student's welcome here.
Harvard's voice is loud and clear.
Harvard's voice is loud and clear.
Every student's welcome here.
Every student's welcome here. Belongs in class today.
Every student, let them stay.
Every student, let them stay.
All right. Of retaliation, afraid of deportation. Obviously, 3 domestic students will stand in their place and understand why it is so important to stand united and to stand organized against the Trump administration today.
Following a lawsuit filed by Harvard, a judge has temporarily halted the ban, with a hearing set to take place today.
Misogynistic influencer Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan have been charged in the UK for multiple offences, including rape and human trafficking. The Crown Prosecution Service confirmed for the first time on Monday the total list of 21 charges behind an extradition warrant to bring the accused back from Romania. The 2 British Americans face separate charges there for organised crime, trafficking of minors, money laundering, and more. They have previously denied all charges and vowed to clear their names in both Romania and the UK. The brothers' extradition has been approved by a Bucharest court after criminal proceedings in Romania conclude. It follows their return on Friday from a promotional tour in the US, nearly a month after their travel ban was unexpectedly lifted by authorities. The pair announced that they flew on a private jet to Florida, where they quickly became subject to a new criminal investigation involving the US National Center on Sexual Exploitation.